Hi, welcome to another crochet tutorial. Today I'll show you how to make this roll neck sweater in any size. So, let's get started. Take a measurement of your bust and divide it by 2. Then, measure from the top of your shoulder down to your chosen length. This includes the ribbing at the bottom. Next, for your shoulders, measure from the side of your neck to the edge of your shoulder. Finally, measure from the bottom of your top to under your armpit. Now you have all of your measurements. Download my measurement table to note down all of your sizes. You can download the tables separately or it is included when you buy the written pattern. Let's get started. Because you have your measurements, you can use any size yarn with a corresponding hook. I've chosen an Aran weight yarn with a 5mm hook. You will also need a measuring tape and stitch markers. We'll be making this top in 2 panels, starting from the ribbing at the bottom. I want my ribbing to be 2 inches, so I'm going to chain 7. For row 1 I'm going to make back loops single crochets from the 2nd chain from the hook to the end of the row. After row 1 measure to make sure it is the size you want. Now, for row 2. Chain 1 and turn your work. The starting chain 1 doesn't count as a stitch. Make a single crochet in the back loop of each stitch across. Repeat row 2 until you reach half of your bust measurement. You must have an even amount of rows for your ribbing. I'll meet you once I have finished my rows. For a 32-inch bust I needed 16 inches for my ribbing, which worked out to be 43 rows. My yarn has a stretch to it, so I stretch my work slightly when measuring. Now, we are going to work along the side of the ribbing. Placing 1 single crochet at the end of each row. Chain 1 and place a single crochet in the same space. Continue to make single crochets along the row. At the end of this row you should have the same amount of single crochets as you have ribbing rows. Now we're going to start working on the body of the top using the crumpled griddle stitch. To start, chain 1 and turn your work. The starting chain 1 in each row doesn't count as a stitch. Make a single crochet in the first stitch. Then, in the second stitch make a double crochet. Repeat this pattern alternating single crochet and double crochet to the end of the row, ending with a single crochet. That's the end of row 2. You can already start to see the textured stitch pattern. Row 3 is exactly the same as row 2. Chain 1, turn your work, single crochet in the first stitch, double crochet in the next. Keep alternating to the end of the row, ending with a single crochet. You will always place a double crochet on top of a double crochet and a single crochet on top of a single crochet. Now, continue to repeat row 3 until you reach your bottom to neck measurement. So, I've made enough rows to reach my measurement. My top will be cropped so it is 10.5 inches from bottom to neck. Now, we're going to make the shoulder tabs. My shoulder measurement is 3.5 inches, so I will mark 3.5 inches on each side in a single crochet stitch. Do this on both sides. Let's start on the first shoulder. Continue making the crumpled griddle stitch up to your stitch marker. You should end with a single crochet. Continue repeating rows until you reach your shoulder to bottom measurement. I have completed 9 rows for my shoulder tab. Now let's check the length. This works for me as my top is cropped. Make sure to check your own measurements at this point. Once you are happy with the length, chain 1 and cut your yarn. Now we can get started on the other side. Make sure to work in the same direction as you did for the first shoulder. This will ensure that the crumpled griddle stitch will be the same on both sides. Make the same number of rows as you did on the other side, and I will meet you when that's done. Now you have completed your first panel. Repeat the same for your second panel, starting from the ribbing, working the body and shoulder tabs. Choose your right side, then place your panels on top of each other, with the wrong side on the outside, and we will begin to seam the shoulder tabs. To seam the shoulder tabs, we will make slip stitches through both panels to the end. At the end, chain 1 and cut your yarn. Repeat the same for the other shoulder tab. Now, we will seam both sides. Using your bottom to armpit measurement, mark in a single crochet stitch on both panels. Count your stitches and mark on the other side. To seam the sides together, attach your yarn at the bottom of the top and slip stitch together, making sure that you are going into every stitch. Do the same on the other side. Now your seaming is complete. Turn your work to the right side and we will start working on the sleeves. I have already completed one sleeve. Let's do the other sleeve now. Join your yarn where the side seam is with a slip stitch. Chain 3 and make double crochets around. Note down your stitch count so both sleeves are the same size. Continue all the way around the sleeve. At the end of the row, make a slip stitch into the top of the chain 3. To create our ribbing pattern, chain 3. Then make a front post double crochet in the first stitch and a back post double crochet in the next. Repeat front post and back post double crochet to the end of the row. At the end of the row, slip stitch into the top of the chain 3. Keep repeating row 2 with front post and back post double crochet until you reach your desired length. For mine, I just did one more row. Once you have finished the sleeve, chain 1 and cut your yarn. Repeat the same on the other sleeve. For the roll neck, attach your yarn to the shoulder seam with a slip stitch. Chain 3 and make double crochets in every stitch. The neck will be made in the same way as the sleeves. At the end of the row, slip stitch into the top of the chain 3. The ribbing pattern will be the same as the sleeves. Front post and back post double crochet around. Continue to do this until you have your desired neck length. The length of my neck was about 7 inches. Once you have finished, chain 1 and cut your yarn. Weave in any loose ends and your top is finished. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe for more customizable crochet videos.